Hello, hello everybody. Be warned, I didn't check whether or not this sweater actually works with my background and stuff. So let's find out in 3, 2, 1. It somehow does. I was not expecting that. I thought that either the background removal thing or the green screen would destroy this sweater. Look at that, we got a gator. It's no longer Christmas, but they're comfy, okay? And it's at least Christmas adjacent. It somewhat does. Well, the thing that's messing up right now is the microphone. That's the thing that's taking a bite out of me. I need to... I don't know how I can solve the microphone thing. That seems to have somewhat solved it, at least a little bit. I want to change the stream layout, to be honest, to... I kind of want to get rid of the background removal thing. This is not getting better. I kind of want to get rid of the background removal thing and just have a background. But I first need to have a background that's not a complete mess. Wait, a complete mess, like you can see over. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Are there elephants? No, Keypark does not have elephants. Perfect watch for the train ride between Vienna and Prague. Ooh, that's exciting. Don't mind me, I was drinking that before the stream, but I got distracted. Someone on Instagram did a like a zoo summary post, and now I want to do the same thing. So they posted like, I went to 8 different zoos. And I was like, oh, let me check. I went to 70 different zoos. 73 different zoos. So that's going to be a fun post to make. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of what are fun things to put in that post. That someone was not Caesar, actually. No, Caesar did make a really nice yearly summary. He's much better at Instagram than I am. I cannot put it, I do not have the energy to make that amount of posts that this man is pumping out. No, it's one of my photographer friends. You would hate this post even. Wait, let me read this post. Zoo trips 2020. Different total zoos 8. Zoo trips total 114. New zoos 3. Belgium, Pakawi Park, 53 visits. Paradise 1. I don't understand. This person has a subscription to Paradise. How have they only been once? I'm confused. And then, yeah, then some Dutch zoos. But it is, yeah. Well, yeah, elephants. Yeah. It would be nice if you made wildlands. Yeah, wildlands would be a cool one. No, but this is Keypark. We are in Keypark. This is my own zoo. It's not a recreation. It is my complete own creation. And no, I will not be making Pakawi. Pakawi is not our favorite zoo around here. But yeah, we are going to go into our Africa area over here, because I've been a busy boy. In the last stream I mentioned pretty much the only thing left to do in the Africa area are the signage. So that's basically what I've been working on really hard lately. As we go into the Africa area over here, we can see we have the African spur tortoise, and it actually has text on there, and the map is correct. We go inside here, we got a really nice sign. Fighting another sinus infection, oh no, Iban. Here we have a lovely sign on the marine protected areas, the MPAs, which are kind of the national parks of the sea. And I think that's a lovely bit of education to have next to our African penguins over here. And yeah, we've got a bunch of education here about them. I do want to change this sign a little bit. I don't like that we have this empty corner over here. So I think what I want to do is I want to inflate the titles a little bit to span both of these signs. So we might be able to do that on stream in a moment, so that I can also show you all how these signs are made, because I know some people are interested in that stuff. So that will be fun to show. My process of making these signs is very chaotic, and I do not recommend it, but at least I can show you roughly how I did stuff. Yeah, Pakawi did stop at the elephants, that's true. That's a good thing. But yeah, so as we go over here, I think this one was already there last time. We have a sign for the Red River Hog, and as you can see, at first I wanted to put all of these signs on these little posts, like over here. But there were some places where that just didn't fit very well. For instance, over here, I couldn't find a good spot to put the education sign of the Red River Hog. I think this one over here works quite well. Did the yellow mongoose mod get fixed? Yes, pretty much right after the stream. I think Eben contacted the mod maker, and they fixed it, so they are looking phenomenal now. I would also like to visit Biopark Valencia, but can we try to keep... I'm guessing your English is maybe not your strong suit, but I would like to keep the chat a little bit English so that people can know what we're talking about. That would be nice. But yeah, over here we are going to enter the Caracal bus, where we also have a new education sign, and I need to thank Eben for helping me brainstorm a little bit with what to do with this sign. Because at first I had this in the same style as the other signs. It was the brown background, and I didn't really like it that much. And Eben said, like, you should just make it a window into the savannah. So that's what I did. I used a little bit of a painterly effect on the screenshot to, yeah, I like doing that. It makes the signs look a bit more sign-like. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, I just put the exact same text on a painted background like this. Put in the bus and the giraffes, and I think it looks really quite nice. I don't know if I need to change it a little bit. The text isn't the most readable on this background. I did give it a little bit of what's the word for it? There is a word for this, like this dark shadowy glow around the text to make it stand out a bit more, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. And yeah, as we keep going, we get to Mealy's Kopje Coffee over here, which we built in the last stream, or we adapted Eben's blueprint in the last stream to fit it into this area. And I added a menu. So the blueprint from Eben has like a billboard TV screen over here, which I didn't really like. I didn't really want to make a menu on that. Then I figured, oh, what if I make the panel slightly bigger, make it 1 meter wide, and we can put in a square billboard, which doesn't cover the entire height. But I thought, you know, I can probably blend it in. So that's exactly what I did. If we take the billboard out over here, you can see that it's just blended in with the planks over here, and it looks really, really good. You almost cannot tell where the billboard starts or stops, right? And then yeah, we got just the menu on here. Nice little detailing, it looks like it's painted on there. We've got the Pronation brands of drinks and stuff. Really, really happy with how this came out. If you had to choose a zoo, what would be your favorite? Probably in the Netherlands, it would... Why am I going up the tree? In the Netherlands, it would either be Beekse Bergen or Burgers, I think. And outside of the Netherlands, probably Leipzig. You really can't tell where the billboard ends. Yeah. I can show you a little bit on how that was built as well. But yeah, as we enter the aviary, we got 2 signs. First of all, we're entering a walk-in aviary. Please be mindful of our park rules to ensure the safety of our animals. So what I wanted to make sure to do here was these are not the aviary rules. These rules are basically valid for the entire park, because I didn't want a smartass to be like, oh, so outside the aviaries you are allowed to do these things. No, these are never allowed, but inside the aviary we just want to remind you that these are the park rules. So somewhere near the entrance of the zoo we will also have a sign that will tell you all of these different rules and stuff like that. Boval is something that's really on my list for next year, yeah. And Slovakia and Hungary, not on the planning yet, though I would like to go to Slovakia at some point, mainly for the Himalayan brown bear, to give that another shot, but we'll see. Anyway, now we are entering the wings of Africa. Step inside and look up, you're entering a world where the air is filled with vibrant colors and songs of the African continent. From the wetlands to the forest canopy, let's see all of the birds that call Africa home. So we had a version of this sign before. That was kind of my test to test out this style of signage on a larger scale. I was really happy with the result, but I wasn't happy with the screenshot itself. So I rebuilt it, took some new screenshots, and yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. And this sign in particular, I want to show you kind of how it's built up, because it uses some pretty cool techniques and things to put it all together. There's some fun things in there, so let's have a look at that later. But yeah, as we enter the wings of Africa, we now have a view into the backstage over here. So this would be the backstage for all the wading birds, other than the flamingo, which already have their own little backstage. So this would be for like the ibises, the spoonbills, and stuff like that. And then as we come inside, we see another rule sign just in case you missed it. And here I need to put the Red River Hawk sign once again. And I want to put some more education sign on the different birds of the aviary. So a little bird identification sign basically, because originally this sign was supposed to be an education sign talking about the different birds and putting some information next to them. But I didn't really know how to make that look good. So I decided to just have this as an introduction to the aviary, and we're going to have additional education signs throughout the aviary that will list all of the different birds that you can find in here. So that's a TBD. As we go around here, you can see another reminder of the rules. And I added a bunch more plants in here to make the aviary look finished. I think it was Robustus that put a screenshot of like a tiger habitat that was using the acacia trees as ground cover, and it looked really, really good. And I thought it worked perfectly for this aviary as well. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. Does you do have pygmy hippos? Nope. No, I didn't really... wasn't able to fit those in anywhere really. These keep getting boxed up. I need to do some investigation into how I can fix that. Also, remember in the last stream we ended up by trying to move the entrance of the tortoise habitat. So I forgot to undo that before I started making more changes around the zoo. So I had to fix the door, which wasn't fun. But yeah, as we go through here. Again, we've got the Wings of Africa sign in here as well, and the rules on this side as well. Even though this is technically only supposed to be the exit, if there's ever an Ibn in the zoo walking in the wrong direction, they also will be reminded of the rules over here. And to answer an earlier question, the largest animal in the zoo, I'm pretty sure, is our striped hyenas over here. Really, really beautiful. And oh yeah, here I should also point out, if you saw the spotted hyena inspiration video last week, one of my favorite habitats in that video is the zoo of Osnabrück. And mainly because of this fence that they have in the background that kind of, yeah, makes it look like the enclosure is more open than it actually is. And I really wanted to put that into this enclosure as well. I've actually tried to do that before, tried to do something similar to that before, but could never really get it right. But now after making that spotted hyena video, I was like, let's just try it one more time. And I think I'm pretty happy with the result. It's pretty minor over here. But yeah, there's just a little moat back here to prevent the hyenas from going there. But I think it works quite well. And it basically only is visible from this viewing point. But yeah, over here, that's really nice. No, I never would walk into a backstage area. No, no, no. Even is exaggerating. He's trying to incriminate me. But yeah, as we get up to here, to the meerkat and porcupine exhibit, I also move the signs off the little posts and onto the border over here. I think that works a lot better and makes them a lot more readable as well, which is good. And now we get to one of the coolest billboard implementations. I've already mentioned wanting to make a naked mole rat exhibit in here at some point. And, well, see for yourself. We actually have naked mole rats in here now, kind of. And yeah, they are actually moving around, as you can see. Although, this one keeps getting stuck. These are billboards. If you couldn't tell. And I'm not happy. I don't know why it is behaving so poorly. But especially this top billboard, it keeps freezing. Maybe the video is just too long. It's like a 1.5 minute video. But yeah, it keeps being frozen and not really working very well. I'm just gonna see if we can reset it somehow. Yeah, there it comes. So I really like the idea of this. It looks really quite good. It looks a lot better than I expected. But the video billboards are a pain to work with. They're super bright. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too keen on it. Wait, what? How did you do the glass tube? Yeah, the glass tube has two elements to it. First of all, the video has a glass tube, which is actually just a gutter that I okay, let's go into the details of these billboards a little bit. So if I go into my screenshots folder over here, you can see the screenshots that I used for these naked mole rats over here. So we have this, which is the background. Then we got the tube inside and the tube outside. And I layered these images on top of each other, with the tube images being at a transparency, and that makes it look like it's a glass tube. And then I took a video of the naked mole rats. I can actually show that over here. I took videos of the naked mole rats on a completely black background using a diorama map, which means where you can have this black background on the skybox without it, yeah, casting shadows or having reflections on it. Because if you make a black box out of like plaster pieces, it's gonna get reflected onto and things like that. Wouldn't work very well. But with the diorama background, completely black. And you might be wondering, how could you get the naked mole rat to stand on nothing? Well, that's where the emissive window panels come in. When you take an emissive, when you take an emissive window panel like this one over here, you flip it around, it's completely invisible. So you have an invisible wall that they can stand on. Oh, I just realized this is the wrong sign. There we go. So this is basically the proof of concept for this enclosure. I need to make, just so you know, Goran, this is not normal Planet Zoo behavior. Yeah, I know, and that's why I like it. That's exactly my whole thing. I love making things that blow people's mind. But yeah, we need to make like, I'd say 3 more of these billboards to get the idea across. And yeah, probably I need to change this one so that it is less long and freezes less. But now this one's also frozen. Oh wait, no it's not. They just don't move a lot. But yeah, that's... well, What's your opinion on a possible tool maker toolkit item option in Planet Zoo 2? I don't think it will be necessary. As long as they give us scaling and preferably also the moving platforms and stuff. Like, if we had scaling and the moving platforms, from what I've seen in Planet Coaster 2, you could make a naked mole rat that moves around a little bit. Easily. So then you could just make this, very easily. But yeah, that's pretty much the last thing I did in terms of billboards here. The only thing that's left to do billboard-wise, and before I make a mistake in saying that, let me just quickly check. Yeah, no, I want to make a billboard over here about meerkat burrows. And I want, inside of that billboard, I want there to be a scorpion enclosure as well, which will also be a billboard. So that's pretty much the only billboard left to make in here. And then, yeah, as I said, inside of the aviary, I want to have some bird identification signs. So that is what's left to do there. I have a challenge for you. Recreate the elephant enclosure of the Amersfoort Zoo. Could be fun. When Planet Zoo 2 comes out, I'll probably be remaking a couple of enclosures just as practice with the game. Probably do that live on stream. I'm thinking when Planet Zoo 2 comes out, I might just take a week off and just live stream the entire week as we play around and learn the game. That could be fun. Anyway, sorry if I'm, by the way, I completely forgot to mention this because I'm so rattled. Sorry if I'm a little bit rattled. First of all, I had a 3-hour recording session today because I recorded the tour of the Beekse Bergen. Very exciting. Be very excited. It was really fun. I did it together with Rick Merks, the designer of the Beekse Bergen, as well as Stijn, the biologist of the Beekse Bergen. So super fun, great time, lots of energy, and I was very nervous. So I'm still a little bit like, oh god, I need to make that video really good because they gave me their time and nervous. Also, lots of fireworks have been going off, like outside of my window, and not like they've been shooting up fireworks, like that it would be tolerable. No, they were launching fireworks onto our parking lot. Like, we have a separated parking lot. So the fireworks were like exploding in front of my window and like almost onto my balcony. And also onto my car. So I had to move my car. It was a whole thing. It sucked. And I'm a little bit like... scared is not the word, but I'm a little bit startled by the whole thing still. So if I'm a little like all over the place, that's partially why. Anywho, still waiting on the Prague Zoo Barber Sheep Macaque Habitat Recreation. Yeah, I want to do it so bad. I almost got started on it at some point, but yeah. Anyway, let's dive a little bit more into some of the billboards. So if you have any billboard that you really want to see, let me know. I guess we can start off with the menu over here. So let me go into Africa signs. Let's get into the menu. Let's also already open up, because I want to look at the aviary sign. I think that's over here. That's the old one, this is the new one. And what's another fun one? I don't know. If anyone has anything they want to see, let me know. Let's start off with the menu over here. So the thing I started off with when making the menu, in the game, I took off the billboard. I painted all of the planks white. So I took all the planks. Oh, that's not a plank. That's also not a plank. Well, you get the picture. I painted them white, as white as they get. And I took a screenshot of that. So also in my screenshots folder, you should be able to see this picture. So yeah, we have a picture of the planks being white. That was a very important base because you can use a picture like that as the background, or the foreground actually, of your image. And most image editing tools will have this option. So if yours does not, definitely take one that does. If I go into the layer properties over here, it has a blending mode. Now blending modes are really cool because they let you do really cool things. So in this case, I use the blending mode multiply, and what that's going to do is it's going to take the pixel values of the image, so in this case of the planks, and it's going to multiply those pixels with the pixels underneath, so of the sign that I created. So basically, because I made the planks white, it's going to multiply the white pixels with what's underneath, and that will just turn up as what's underneath, because white has like a value of 1, and the thing underneath it will have its own value, times 1 is whatever it is. But the wooden texture bits, they are like blackish. So when you multiply those with the pixel underneath it, it will turn out blackish. So if that makes sense, what is it basically going to do? It's going to project this wooden texture over whatever image you created, and it's going to basically just make it look like it's on top of that wooden texture. So that's a cool thing about the multiply blend mode. If you have a texture that is basically black and white, it's going to basically just make it look like that. I did the exact same thing, if I can find it real quickly, for the... it should be in here. Yeah, the mangrove. So if I take... Where are the original files for this? Oh, they're in here actually. Okay, that's kind of bad that I used a different program for this apparently. I basically have 3 different programs that I use for stuff like this. I'm not sure if this is indeed... No, it looks like I already applied the texture on this image. I want to see where the texture is. Oh well, anyway, you get the ID. If I just show it like this, you'll get the ID. Actually, let's take this one. So over here I have a picture of a mangrove forest, and I used the in-game brick texture, the painted brick texture, which is kind of black and white. And I projected that on top of this painting to make it look like the painting is painted onto a wall. And in Keypark, if we quickly dive into that room, you can see what that looks like over here. So it looks like we have a brick wall that has been painted on. So it's a really cool effect. Highly recommend using that in your signs. And yeah, once I had the wooden texture, I could just draw my sign with some painterly brushes like this one, and that's how I got all those details on there. And then I just went in and I made the text and stuff, and just yeah, used some eraser tools with the painterly brushes to brush that up and make it look a bit weathered. But that's basically how the menu was made. That's how I made the menu to blend in seamlessly with these planks. And it took a little bit of fiddling around to get the sizing right so that it would line up. But once it did, then I could just make it, and it's really cool. So that's that sign. Then let's look at the Wings of Africa over here. So this was the original proof of concept sign that I made. So it actually had the marine protected areas and the other bird signs in here. And I made a bunch of screenshots in Planet Zoo that I could use for these signs. So the way I made those screenshots is using Ansel. So I'm sorry to those who don't have an NVIDIA graphics card, but basically what I'm doing is I'm opening Ansel. Why is this sticker here? No, I don't want to remove the green screen. So using Ansel, I can take these screenshots with certain filters on them. In this case, the posterize filter which yeah, basically turns everything into only a few colors. Actually, it turns it into 4 different colors, but because of the style of sign that I have, I basically only wanted 2 colors. So I just play around with these settings until I get something that looks nice, and then I take the screenshot, and let's quickly open up all of those screenshots as well. So if we quickly go into here, yeah, you can see, for instance, this screenshot of a boat. This is a boat from the Steam workshop that I put into a file, and then I added this net to it, which is very much at a different scale. But here again, you can do something really cool with blend modes. So if I open up the file over here, I think, let's see if I can find something. Maybe I should open up the MPA sign instead, because that one definitely uses it. It's a different blend mode. Info sign, MPA. I think the boat probably has it. So if I click on the boat, yeah. So this boat is actually, as you can see, it's the exact same picture that I took with the black and white. The picture is actually still black and white, but I'm using a blend mode called Addition, which is going to add the pixels onto the background layer. And again, white is a value of 1 and black is a value of 0. So black basically just turns invisible because, well, yeah, it's 0. So if you have brown and you add black onto it, it's still brown because you're adding 0. So that's just a nice thing about using those black backgrounds, because you can just put the mode to Addition, and then yeah, that background completely disappears and you don't have to put in any effort on removing those backgrounds. You know, Goran, that the Prague Zoo will be selecting a new director. Are you suggesting Goran should apply? I don't think that will that will happen. I do not feel qualified for that. But yeah, this is strange. I'm missing a layer over here. I guess that's normal. So the only thing that I don't like about this program, the program that you're looking at over here, is that the text editor really sucks. So adding text to these signs in this program, which is called Krita, is really difficult. So that's why I actually use this program, Adobe Flash, which is not a good program for this, I don't think. I need to use a different program. I need to find a different program that I can use for this reliably. But I really like the text editor of this program. And I really know how to use it to get the result that I want, which is why it's so difficult to step away from it. But yeah, this is what I use to add text. So this is also a very simple one, right? It's just a background and then the text on top, and then a little extra layer to add some grime to the sign to make it look a little bit more detailed. But yeah, let's look at that second aviary sign over here, because this one also uses a couple of pretty cool things. For instance, this background over here of the water with the flamingos and stuff in front, it actually uses different layers. If I go back to the screenshots that I took, you can see over here that I took a screenshot that is yeah, my nice little background with my flamingos. I also took a screenshot with different settings on the posterize filter so that it looks a lot darker. And I took a screenshot of the flamingo on its own, and also of the other flamingos on its own. And what that allows you to do is give all of those things, separate them a little bit more. For instance, I took that layer of just the flamingos and I added a little border around it. So what that does is, if you look at the flamingos, you can see, I'm going to do a pirate software over here. You can see that around the flamingos there's this little border, and that makes it so that they stand out from this background, which is otherwise really quite busy. Also, the reason I took both this screenshot as well as this one is because I really liked the added details in the reeds and stuff, but I really liked having the trees be empty so that I could add more detail to them in other ways, like the birds over here. And because I had both of those screenshots, I could just take the screenshot with the busy reeds, put the other screenshot over top of it, and just erase the parts from the one that I didn't like onto the other one, and kind of combine those two to get the best of both worlds. Also, hey Mr. T-Rex. Same thing for this. So in the screenshot that I took, I added these little holes, but I didn't really like them very much. And I made this screenshot for that other proof of concept sign that we saw. And I was like, that was a way better screenshot. And I just pasted it onto here. And because of the style of the sign, you can't really tell that it doesn't technically belong there. So it just blends in really easily. And I think it works really well. And that same goes for all the other birds that I added. Like it just works. Really, really happy with how that one came out. And yeah, all of these are just their own screenshots. Apparently that one is 2 screenshots combined once again. But yeah, each of these birds is just their own little screenshot that I put into place. And yeah, that works really well. Really, really happy with how that came out. And now I can still use all of these screenshots on the bird identification sign as well that I'm still going to make. My age is 27. Woo, I'm so old. Which zoo has an elephant enclosure completely made of rocks? None, I hope. It would suck for the elephants. But yeah, is there anything that anyone would like to see? I can show you the... we're going to quickly load out of Keypark, which is not ideal. I'm going to quickly show you the naked mole rat map, which is really cool. And then if we're switching maps anyway, I can also show you the boat map, which I thought was really fun. And then we'll go into Keypark to actually do some things. Why would I save? We didn't do anything. If anything, it's better that I didn't save, because I probably broke something. I don't think we built anything. So that's why I purposefully didn't save. No, I was just cooking dinner before the stream, so... Also, ding ding ding. Alright, so welcome to my naked mole rat map, which is a bit of a mess. I need to clean it up a little bit. Wait, we can just take these things out real quick. Oh, that didn't work at all. Okay, right, let's just delete all these. Alright. Why are these here? So this is a diorama map, as you can see, diorama map. And in a diorama map, the game lets you change the color of the background. So when you set that to black, you have a really nice black background. And my idea was that much like we use the blend modes in the pictures, you can also use blend modes in video editing tools. So I thought if I record them on a black background, it will be really easy to use blend modes to get rid of that background. Blackground. Unintended pun. Ah. Right. I think for now it's fine. Because they... Yeah. So yeah, I thought it would be... Sorry, I'm a little caught off by that. Yeah, so I thought it would be really easy, thanks to the black background, to get rid of the background. Turned out not to be too easy, but still, it was nice. And yeah, the nice thing about like I said, the nice thing about the diorama map changing the background color compared to using, for instance, say we take a plaster wall. Plaster. That's not where I want to be. If we take a plaster wall, for instance, and we put that like this, then it will... first of all, why doesn't it look black at all? That's also weird. But yeah, one thing that I kind of wanted was to get these lights over here to shine onto the naked mole rats to make it look like they are lit up. You caught on because it actually doesn't make it look good. Yes, it was a very normal text. No, but yeah, so now the lights are like casting things on top of the walls. Also, if you have them as like a floor, the naked mole rats, like it's all, they reflect off of it a little bit. So that doesn't work very well. But using these, where did they go? I think I accidentally deleted the floor. That's why the mole rats are all messed up right now. But if you use these emissive panels over here, then yeah, you basically create an invisible floor. I'm just going to quickly make one like this. Boop, 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 boop. So yeah, we have a floor, and when we flip it upside down, we have an invisible floor that the naked mole rats can walk around on. So now, yeah, I could just start recording some things and yeah, get nice video footage of them. Still was, okay, he broke his neck, but that's okay. It was still kind of difficult at times because they either wouldn't move or they would move weirdly, but it was a nice way to get some footage to use on the billboards. The only thing is I haven't been able to catch them sleeping at all, which is a bit of a pity because that's what you usually find them doing, just sleeping in a pile. But yeah, that is just how it goes. Oh, the fireworks are back. Fun. I actually, like, when the fireworks stuff was happening, I actually called 911. That's my first time ever calling 911, but it was that bad. Oh, not fun. Anywho, yeah, while we're in different zoo files, let's also open up boat scene over here, which is pretty fun. Here I need to thank Leaf Productions, who shared a sea map on the workshop, which is pretty much already prepared. Visit your Beeksberg. I'm in a gaming club where we also have Planet Zoo. Oh, that's fun. Honestly, I need to join a club. I need to socialize. I need to find people to do things with. I was thinking of maybe doing like joining a photography club or something. But yeah, over here you can see what I used to make that screenshot. And if I don't move the camera, you can see I put this net over here, which I lined up with the net in the background to make it look, because I really wanted to have this visual of the net going under the water line, and this was kind of the easiest way to accomplish that, which is it's just a trick, and I love it. I like it a lot. But yeah, this boat over here is from the workshop, so if I quickly give credit where credit is due, this boat is built by Remora28. Aquatic ship the Bellafont. I renamed it to the SS Vacuum because they're sucking up all of the fish out of the ocean. At least next year all fireworks will be banned. It will not help. They will still be here. It's actually where I live, it's already banned. I hope that doesn't dox me. But I think there's quite a few cities where it's already banned. And it hasn't... It's helped a little bit, I guess. But the people who will do it illegally, like, are gonna... like... most of them are using illegal fireworks anyway, so it was already illegal for them. So the fact that it's you made something illegal, even more illegal. But yeah, I think it will take 4 or 5 years. I think at that point it will probably be mostly gone, depending on where you live. But yeah. While we're here, nah, that's not that interesting. I was like, maybe I can also show the African map, but let's go back to Keypark, which will take a little bit. But yeah, I was saying earlier how I was working on that 2025 in zoos. Like all the zoos, like how many zoos did I visit? I got a couple of things written down now that I think will be interesting. But what other things, what are cool zoo statistics that I could include? Does anyone have any cool ideas for that? Like I was thinking, the furthest I traveled for a zoo, the most zoos I visited in a day, which is 4. I think there wasn't any more this year. But I don't know what other cool statistics could be. Like I got the top 5 most visited zoos, which is the top 6 because there's 2 ties in there. And then there's the total amount of zoos, amount of new zoos, the most expensive zoo trip. I don't know if I want to share that necessarily. I think it's a close. Yeah, it's definitely Czech Republic. I mean, that's the thing. Like, longest zoo streak, Czech Republic trip. Most expensive trip, Czech Republic trip. Like it's just all of those. I guess most I've spent on a single zoo. That would probably be Knuttenborg with the fucking €700 hotel ticket. Knock knock. Is this another code? Did you also send me a text? Oh, my car troubles. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's an update. I got a new tire. They gave me a new tire. I went to the garage on Monday, my own garage, who I bought the tires from. And I told them like, hey, this is not normal, I guess, that the tires broke so quickly. And they said that's indeed very weird. But yeah, they said, yeah, well, I stand by my work, so you can bring it by so that we can have a look at it. So I did. They told me, at first I was, okay, so on the phone they told me we couldn't find anything. We also couldn't find any evidence like that the tire has been glued, which is weird because the Belgian mechanic guy said that he glued it. So I don't understand what the guy in Belgium did. Did he just rip me off for €200? Is the main question now. Like, was he just like, yeah, I actually did nothing, but please pay me €200? I mean, he didn't do nothing because I was there I was in the garage with him. I watched him like take off my tire and put it on a machine. But I don't know what actually happened. But that's weird. But yeah, I was already mentally preparing to have to demand a new tire to be put on my car at the garage. And like get in a fight with the garage and then storm out and be like, I'm never coming here again. But he just said like, okay, to give you ease of mind, we put on a new tire, even though we couldn't find anything wrong with it, just in case. So I was quite happy with that. I'm a satisfied customer, I guess you can say. The only thing was, they gave me my keys, I walk outside, and my car looks like it's still in the exact same spot as it was where I put it, like to bring it there. So I was like, did they actually move? Did they even look at the car? Did they actually move it? But after long consideration, I determined that they turned off my lights. I always keep my lights on because they just turn on automatically and they turn off automatically when I turn the car off. So the lights were off. So I am pretty sure they have at least been in the car. But I was definitely a little bit skeptical after that whole experience, especially. But it seems to be okay. Anyway, we are almost an hour into the stream. How about we actually go do something? So, the main things left to do in the Africa area is the backstage of the striped hyenas, the backstage of the birds, and the keeper gate of the Red River Hog. So I want to start off inside of the aviary, because it's so close to being done. Oh, look at him go. I've many zoos visited in my life. That's a frustration because I'm 16 years old. Visiting 4, 5, or 6 zoos a year. Good on you. So yeah, first things first, I want to hide this keeper gate over here and make this gate over here look a little bit. Basically, we need to clean up this area. We need to cover up the staff path. We need to make this rope look good. Hide the keeper gate. So that's what we're going to start off with over here. So we're going to drop this down. Drop this down. And there we go. Did you visit Burger Zoo? I visited 3 times this year. I think at the start of the year I still had my subscription. And I think after it expired I went one more time to see the titi monkeys. Actually, I visited twice. I visited once, and the titi monkeys weren't outside yet. And then I went back after they were. I don't remember if there was any particular reason I visited it first. They're not rebuilding the desert. They're just adding a little bit to it. And I look forward to seeing it. It looks like a really cool thing that they're doing. I got a statistic for Ebens. How many zoos kept animals from different environments together? I mean, Eben didn't visit that many zoos. For him, it should be possible. They're moving away the restaurant. The restaurant has been closed for like, ever. I've never actually seen it function as a restaurant. So I'm not sure if that's like a major, really a major thing or not. Alright, that works. And now we need to cover up this, so we should take... What should we take? I guess we can take some decals. Yes, I know he is. Hey, it's the new emoji that we added. I want to update that emoji a little bit to make it look more angry. Like I want to add like a red gradient at the top of the head. Just to make it a little bit more readable since it's a small emoji. Emojis, I mean it's not a small emoji, just emojis are small. The little star thing, yes, exactly. Exactly. What's your dream? What's your obsession with elephant enclosures? My dream elephant enclosure, I guess something of a mix between the Elephant Valley from the Beekse Bergen and the Elephant Valley from Prague. I guess those are some of my favorites. What are my favorites? No, there's definitely others as well that I really like. I'm just blanking on them. No, wait, we're in the wrong tab. Where's the grunge? I'm blind. Australia Zoo elephant enclosure is the best. Oh, that's the really big one, right? Like they moved all of the zoo, like they moved all the elephants from all of Australia to one zoo. I'm never not going to love the underwater elephant enclosure. Yeah, that is indeed, that's one of the coolest elephant like experiences that I've had, other than like feeding the elephants in Münster, I guess. But even though that is a really cool feature, that's probably my favorite elephant enclosure feature. But I would say the rest of the enclosure, like the outdoor enclosure for the elephants at Leipzig, is just, yeah, you know, it's good. It's not bad. It's just somewhat average-ish. Oh, our brush is way too big. Yeah, that is also, it is a nice enclosure, but it's not my favorite, I would say. Oh, okay, wait. I forgot that staff paths are ugly as hell. But I do want to use a different rope. Or maybe we can use a chain over here. A small chain. That's what. Okay, let's put back the rope. Then we can put a chain on the rope. How's that? We can use the chain, or use the rope as a thing for the thing. What do you think of the elephant enclosure at Eindhoven Zoo? Ouwehands? Ouwehands is not bad, but not really great. The nice thing about Ouwehands is that it's a... I like the mix with the Red River Hog. That's really cool. Other than that, it's nothing too remarkable there. Eindhoven Zoo, it's nice. The new features, like the updates that they gave it, are pretty good. But other than that, it's also not the most remarkable. Yes, they changed names. I still need to come to Beekse Bergen. I need to think if I want to do... I kind of want to do a... I wanted to do this... Somebody suggested that we should do a meetup at the Beekse Bergen last year. When we finished the zoo. And I should have, to be honest. And now I'm thinking like, okay, do we want to do that? Do I still want to do that this year? It would be really fun. But I don't want to do it now, like in the winter. Yeah, okay, this year would be difficult. I agree. Do you think Beekse Bergen will... Why would they? They're an African zoo. Like, yes, they have a small Asian section, but no, I highly doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised if most of the Asia area will disappear at some point. Although I hope that doesn't count for the red pandas. Like, get rid of the Asia area, but keep the pandas, please. Sorry about that. Normally I wouldn't check my text during streams, but because Eben texted me once, I'm like, is this Eben? Do I need to check this one? What do you think of Gaia Zoo? It's amazing. I can't wait to go again next year to see the new stuff that they're planning. I hope it will be... I don't know if the doll will be there soon. But yeah, I really look forward to seeing all that. Like I already saw the exhibit of the rock-footed. Why is... Okay, I'm pressing V to turn off angle snap, but it's not. Okay, there we go. For some reason it wasn't working. Planet Zoo moment. Yeah, we didn't, but there wasn't that much to see. Like, I did go to Gaia Zoo this year, and there was a little bit of new stuff. But, yeah, no. There wasn't that much new stuff to see this year anyway. So, you didn't miss much even. Well, we will do it next year. Put it on the list of things that we're doing next year. Right next to Artis and Leipzig and all the other stuff. Alright. Getting somewhere. He's checking out the new bush. Hope he likes it. Spoiler alert for an upcoming video. Wait, do you think the Netherlands will stop using rhinoceroses? Why would they? Spoiler alert. I've talked about my plans of next year already. Especially on streams. Oh, that one. Yeah. I was thinking about a different video. Okay. Oh, we just need to move it slightly like this. And now hope that it doesn't... No, it doesn't stick through there. That's good. Okay, then get the tiger rock to make this look slightly better. After Beekse Bergen, I mean, I already said that Beekse Bergen and burgers are my favorites. Wildlands is nice. I like me a themed zoo. Are you okay? Alright, so that's the pathway to the Red River Hog exhibit kind of fixed up. I'm happy with that. Where are the hinges? Oh yeah. Actually, that's an issue. Kind of. Nobody will notice. Nobody's gonna tell. Beekse Bergen burgers on top. Hell yeah. Yeah, I need to... That's one thing that I want to do next year. First, I'm gonna focus on zoo tier list videos of all the places that I visited. I don't know what I want to do with the zoo tier list videos. In the sense that I know I want to make them. I don't know how I want to scope them. Like, the Czech zoo tier list video was like everything on the Czech Republic. I'm gonna do my Paris video, and it's gonna be only 3 places. So you're not gonna have a nice full tier list, especially since one of the places didn't even have a magnet. So I don't know if I just want to do a video that's like the rest of the zoos I visited, or at least I want to make more single zoo, well, like 1 zoo per video videos, and I don't know if I want to make it like a series of a country or a trip or just everything of the year, especially since next year, 2026, I'm not going to be visiting that many zoos. Have a magnet, yes. No, but I'm not going to be visiting, at least I'm not planning on visiting that many zoos in 2026. So I'm wondering if I should just make videos that are like, just have the 2026 tier list. and as we go throughout the year, we will put stuff on the board. I think that would be nice, but I don't know how that would affect the tiers as well, because I feel like the must-see tier, and this is important. Okay, this is mainly for the Denmark series, which I that can be its own little series. It can be like all the zoos of Denmark on its own tier list. But then the must-see tier, should that be a must-see in Denmark, or should that be a must-see in general? Because if it's the latter, I don't think any of the zoos that I've seen in Denmark will get into the must-see tier, which is, I don't know, not the best. Like if it's like on a Denmark scope, then the Odense and the Gifskot Zoo will be in the must-see, and Knuthenborg as well, I guess. But on a global scale, I don't think any of them would. Then like everything would just end up in the worth it tier. So that's something that I'm trying to think about. Why is it boxed up again every time, man? The park isn't running at its best. You'd be surprised because of the roller coaster and music park. I don't want to go. I mean, a single roller coaster isn't gonna get people like amusement park enthusiasts very excited. I'm gonna go to the zoo trip in February to Wuppertal, Frankfurt, Heidelberg, Stuttgart, and Nuremberg. Have fun. Those are some really nice places. When it comes to Heidelberg, you could consider also going to Karlsruhe. I think you asked about that as well, right? Yeah, when it comes to Heidelberg, because it's not that big. So it's like a half-day zoo, basically. What do you like about Mont Sauvage? And what do you think is great about it? That's very positive. I like that they have so many species on the car safari. I think that's pretty impressive that they can do that without there being much conflict. But okay, let's actually start working on something while I do all this chatting, actually. The other thing that we want to work on in the aviary before it's done-ish, except for the education, is over here. We have this window, and I don't want to make a full backstage, but I do want to make it so that when you look through this window, you see something that's backstage-like, basically. So I'm gonna get another door. We're just gonna put that over here, I guess. And oh, that's 2 doors. And then we're gonna take some plaster. Actually, no plaster. Take this stuff. But yeah, Mont Sauvage, I don't know, there's not that much I really liked about it. It's a fine zoo, but it's not one of Belgium's best, I guess. Yeah, animated bouillon is not great. No. Yeah, Belgium would be an interesting tier list video. It would not be the most positive video. In between Bouillon, Pakawi, Harry Malter. There's quite a few iffy zoos. Okay, nice. And then, yeah, these other ones. Let's see. Get this size. Belgium iffy zoos? No. Never. I definitely prefer Mont Sauvage over Brunel. Denmark is definitely better zoo-wise than Belgium. Yes, I mean, okay, so Belgium does have Paradise, which does do some very heavy lifting. But I think having one really good zoo and a bunch of... Okay, Belgium has 2 good zoos and 1 really good zoo. And then a bunch of average or worse zoos. And Denmark has, I'd say... I'm gonna pull a number out of my ass. At least like 6 good zoos. So definitely a lot more good stuff to see there in that sense, right? Blankenau and Antwerp, of course. Am I missing something in Belgium? I feel like I might be missing something. All right. Yeah, we don't have to touch those. I don't think you've been to Bellewaerde, but it's not really worth it. No, Bellewaerde was too expensive. It was too expensive to justify... Like, when I did my Belgium trip 2-3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, I liked, or I had a little bit of time to go to Bellewaerde, but it was like 40 euros. I know they have a train ride through a lion and tiger habitat. I know. That would have been my reason to go. No, but I remember I had like I could have gone to Bellewaerde for like 1.5 hours maybe. And for 40 euros, no. No, because on that day, I think I already visited Zuiderlille and Zonnegloed. I think I can get a cheaper tickets for Bellewaerde. Okay, we'll see. Put it on the list. Even this list is getting too long. Like, not for me, but for you. Like, I can easily go to the amount of zoos that we've planned to go to, but I don't know if you can handle it. Lille doesn't have rhinos anymore, do they? I thought they left. We'll spread it throughout the year. Yeah, but still we want to go in the good months. Wait, how's there 5? Oh wait, that makes sense. My body is a temple. It's just one of the ancient Greek ones. I'm gonna use that one. Paradise is located in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it is really weird. But hey, if it works, I guess. Oh, wait. Hello game. Can I select the thing? I mean, it's a cool location. It's just not a very practical one. Probably not gonna build an elephant enclosure for a while, I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess we can just steal this door handle. Make it different color. And just add it to this group. Go. Actually, that doesn't make sense. It should be attached to the wall, because otherwise the locking mechanism wouldn't have anything to latch onto. Yeah, but I'm not working on any zoos right now that are going to have an elephant enclosure, so it won't be for a while. Alright, there we go. Just need to fix the floor. Boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna make that a bit darker as well. So now when you look through the window, you will see the bird backstage-ish, kind of. That's roughly what I wanted to accomplish. Can also take this down a bit and make that a different color. There you go. I think that works. I do want to close off this window. Let's take literally anything. Yeah, maybe in Planet Zoo 2, but I'm probably not going to start another zoo until Planet Zoo 2. Like, first we're going to finish Keypark. Then I have some fun things that I could do in the Beekse Bergen if I wanted to. I have some other projects that I could do things with. There we go. So anyone going in here will be disappointed, but at least through the window you can see some nice details. All right. Yeah, no, if we finish Keypark before the end of before Planet Zoo 2 comes out, and we have enough time to start something, I think the only thing that I will do, except for like, there's at least one thing that I want to build in the Beekse Bergen when it comes to like adding my own designs to the Beekse Bergen, and that is a hippo habitat in the location where there's currently the tigers. That's the one thing that I want to do in the Beekse Bergen. If I don't get to do anything else, I'm okay with that. But that's just an idea that I have had in my head forever that I really want to create. My favorite animal is the red panda. Also, hello gecko. No, but yeah, hippo habitat in Wiksbergen, that's one thing that I want to do at some point still in the coming year. And then if I don't have any other ideas to put in there, something that I would like to do in Planet Zoo in terms of starting a new project if Keypark is done, would be wrong button. And a project that I started, I made a logo for it, and I don't think I made much else. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do for the entrance, and then I gave up. It's very common. I think that's a very common thing. I very much, you know, when Eben made his little video talking about like all his abandoned projects, that was some of the most relatable shit to me, because I'm very much the same when it comes to stuff like that. I have a lot of abandoned projects because I have a lot of fun ideas, but then I lose steam very quickly because of stupid reasons. Pretty much, that's the best way to describe it. But yeah, one of the projects that I could do, because it's not going to be that big of a project, is called Saha Madagascar, and it's a project inspired by a Dutch zoo called Taman Indonesia, which is a zoo that is entirely focusing on species from Indonesia. It's a very small zoo. It's kind of a roadside zoo, but it's surprisingly good, and yeah, I quite like it, and I like the concept of really focusing on just one, not even one part of the world, but one country. I think it's really cute. So that's something I would like to do, but then for Madagascar, because we have quite a few. I think I came up with this idea when the Shafaka was added to Planet Zoo, and I thought, oh, that we have so many Madagascar species now, you could actually do something like that. So that's that idea. And I think that could be just a nice small project. Like, all it would be is just a small greenhouse with Aldebra giant tortoises in it. And then you'd have a bunch of lemur exhibits on the outside. You'd have Nile crocodiles as well. Yes, you would have to add birds and reptiles. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be complete. Like, otherwise, it would be just kind of boring. Because it would just be 4 lemur enclosures. Well, I guess you could use a bunch of mods. I would definitely add the ringtail and some other modded species. Oh. Okay. But yeah, definitely there would be some terrariums for things like geckos and chameleon, because that's such a big part of Madagascar fauna. Alright. I would love to go to Madagascar someday. I know that my sister was considering it as one of the potential destinations for her honeymoon. But they're going to I forget which place. A different place in Africa. I think Botswana. All right. So I want to create over here. So this is going to be gate number 1. And we also have gate number 2 back here, which I think we have to move a bit. Because now that I added the moat back there, it feels like this isn't very practical. So I think we should have something like this. And we can take some things from back here. But not the rocks. Not the rocks. Also not... Ah, crap. Oh, crud. Okay, yeah, we can add all of this. Oh, okay, no, I don't want to take that. Looks good, thank you. We're getting somewhere. Africa, or the Africa area is really almost done. I think if I want, you know, I could probably finish it. I could probably finish it before next year if I pull an all-nighter. But no, probably by the end of the week. Like in the probably sometime this weekend, I think it might be done, and I can start working on a video about it. But I have a different video to work on first, so I don't know if I will be doing that. Because, as I said, I recorded the tour of Safari Park Beekse Bergen today. And I'm going to be focusing on editing that and getting that out as soon as possible. Though I do need to know, like I asked if it needs to be approved by someone from the company first. Probably it does. I'm guessing it does. But we'll see. Do I have travels planned for 2026? I do. I'm going to Uganda. And that's going to take up most of my travel budget. So I need to think about what other stuff that I still want to do. But the zoos that I have on my radar are at least... I want to kidnap Ibn to take him to Leipzig. I want to go to Zoo Park de Beauval. Or Zoo de Beauval. And Zoo Park Douai de la Fontaine. Douai la Fontaine. De Douai la Fontaine. Yeah, that one. Those are the main ones, and also the Nausicaa Aquarium, which is also in France. Your dad was born in Uganda. That's really cool. I didn't know that. But yeah, there's also, of course, the zoos that the Beekse Bergen bought. I have it on good authority that it might already be worth visiting those this year. So that's something I'm considering as well. But I'm not sure if I will. Went to Zoo de Beauval this summer. It was great. Yeah, I really want to see it myself as well. Alright, let's see about this building then. So we got our little backstage over here. I think here we'll just have a bunch of plants. We need to think about favorite animal in Planet Zoo. Well, my favorite animal is the red panda, but the ones in Planet Zoo look a little bit eh. They don't look that good. And also we need to Hello. Game, come on. Oh wait, this is not in the group. No, wait, no, the game is just being a butt. Oh, he grew up there. But he can't go back? Oh, that's a pity. Okay, we can probably do something like this. Capybara is a pretty good one. I don't know, I've never really given it much thought. I think all of the animals are amazing. I'm really bad at these kinds of questions. It also happened today during the Beekse Bergen tour. Yeah, I think it was Stijn, the biologist of the zoo. He asked me what my favorite exhibit was, and if building it yeah, made me like it more, or things like that. I was like, oh god, I don't know. I was not prepared for this. I didn't study for this exam. Oh, what am I doing? No, but like when I like the entire zoo, you can't just ask me what my favorite exhibit is. It's like asking a parent what their favorite child is. I think I said the rhino, the black rhino area. Because other than the fact that you see the black rhino stable so clearly, it's just really well execution of what it was trying to do. Yeah, that's another way to look at that. No, but I think my main thing with the Elephant Valley, and there's good reasons for why it is what it is, which you'll hear about in the tour. But there were some things in the original plans for the Elephant Valley that were so much better than, yeah, they ended up not happening for one reason or another, which is a pity. For instance, it was supposed to be an area with a moat where the elephants would be in the same water that you would be like standing right next to, which was really, really cool in concept. But yeah, the moat was leaking and they didn't know how to fix it, so they just got rid of it. And there's a couple of things like that. That's just a bit of a pity. Not so much like their fault or anything. But yeah, it makes it so that the end product is not what was promised in the vision. Whereas the Black Rhino area, I feel like, is as advertised. It's just such a cool exhibit. The sidelines work really well. There we go. Something like that. The only thing I do need to... I want to add this overhang, actually. Not sure if that's entirely necessary. Yeah, I think we'll just use this fence, to be honest. So we'll just... I know we just spent some time on making a fence, but let's make a different fence instead. How goes the building? We're making progress. I mean, this is just backstage. It doesn't need to be perfect anyway. I just want this to be here for the sake of having it. Like that. Do we clean this up? Probably should. At the very least, we should rotate this. But yeah, this week, by the way, there won't be a real-life inspiration video. It's going to be a little bit of a end-of-year, just update, plans for next year, that kind of video. And then next week, next year, I'll have another inspiration video. At least I'll try. Huh. There, I guess we'll just do that. How long will you go to Uganda? 3 weeks. So there should be a lot to see in that time. Right, I'm not gonna clean that up much more. I will clean up this. So I'm gonna go flatten this a little bit. Yeah, no, I wanted to make the most of it, you know? Like, how often do you get to go to a country like that? I want to definitely just make it worthwhile. Alright, so something we'll do is I'm gonna copy this one, I'm gonna flip it, I'm gonna take out this and this, put it on like so. Wait, no, that's. Wait, we'll do that in a second. Patience. Gonna make this kind of like what they have at the Vuurkalov with the brown hyenas. It's gonna be a little tunnel. Who cares? And then we can go like this. Yeah, I can't wait to see any of it. So I'm also going to, not just going to see wild animals, of course, I couldn't resist also making some time to go to the zoo. I'm gonna go to the chimpanzee rescue of Jane Goodall, which is pretty exciting. So definitely gonna see some really cool stuff, I think. Yeah, Canada definitely also has really beautiful nature. I don't doubt that for 1 second. Which month will you go? I think I should probably keep that to myself. Just not putting an advertisement on the internet that says, hey, my house will be empty for the entire month of blank. Although, probably I won't be able to resist sharing pictures when I'm there. We'll see. Don't know. The blank month. All right, there we go. Probably there would realistically be some kind of connection gate between these two as well, but plaster. I don't know if I have anything that I can use for something like that on hand. I mean, it shouldn't take that long to build anyway. We'll just build it. We'll build it, fine, you convinced me. Why did that not work? Okay, make sure nothing's sticking out on this side. That's good. Alright. So we'll put a bunch of trees around here. We should make... now that I think about it, maybe we should have a door in here. So that the keepers can go out and access the things without having to go through the thing. Alright, let's take a door. Take a door. Put it... Is it just me, or is that gonna be pretty much in the exact spot? Okay, fine. We'll take this. Wait, okay. Copy. Copy. Steal. It didn't copy. There we go. Steal. Yay! Thank God they're in such a... Oh no, they're not in the exact same angle. Okay, there we go. There, then we can delete the other one that we created. Don't know why this is the way it is. I mean, I do want this door... I do want this door to be more over here. Which is an issue. Because that means we have to move all of this. Which means we also have to move this. There we go. Now we can move this. Cannot go any further than that. So let's move the door again. There we go. Now we can flatten this. Like so. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. There we go. Very cool. I'm about to go for now, but see you for the stream. Thank you for the stream and see you in the next year. Happy New Year! See you around. Alright, we are going to make the backstage completely mud and sand. There we go. Then we'll take these things that we made, very shoddily. Oh wow, this wall is awful. Oh, oops. Okay, yeah, we'll put this in here. We'll have another one over here. We'll add a door in here as well. I like how we're constantly going back and forth on removing these things. I guess this wall needs to move a bit. Oh, they're not aligned. Okay, well. Just pretend I didn't see that. I've returned. My YouTube was annoyingly buggling. Oh. That is not good. I started typing concrete, but then my brain was like, wait, why am I typing conservation? So I stopped typing concrete. Then I realized, no, I was writing concrete. I do need those same letters. Very normal fault patterns to have. Alright, there we go. Let's put this back into the wall a bit. Brain is not always braining, exactly. Alright, we'll have this in here. And we will replace... Sometimes when I did not know this was a universal thing, but I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not alone. We can start our little support group over here. Alright. Part of me wants to make some indication that there would be a system for the keepers to open and close their gate via a lever somewhere, but I don't think it's really necessary. I think this is very much good enough for our backstage. We can add a little dirt trail over here, which would be what the keeper would use to get to... We didn't make a gate. We need to make a gate. Let's make a little gate. Just... actually, yeah, it doesn't need to be in the center, I guess. LED tube. And then we just take the door handle again. go. Very nice. And then we just get maybe an oak. Nice oak tree around here. And some birch. Sapling. Maybe a smaller oak tree. Not to cover up that gate that we made, of course. Yeah, the rest will come later. Whenever I get to making the border of the zoo, we'll just spam a bunch of plants all around here. For now, I think that'll do. I don't like to have this big tree here. Let's keep it a little bit more open. I kind of wish we made this beautiful building for the background, but it doesn't really show anywhere. I guess from up here it does. No, not even. Oh yeah, slightly. You can slightly see it peeking. Not even. I'm going to move it closer. I want this thing to ruin the sidelines. I know that it's like to scale. Well, not even. We already moved it closer. But yeah, let's move it to like over here. Let's see what that does for us. Yeah, just barely peeking above the trees like that. That's cool. I like that. That's nice. Makes it look realistic. You're in a real place. And here it's entirely hidden. And also, where am I? Yeah, here of course the trees would hide it. But that's fine. Oh, I completely forgot about this. Okay, that's the last thing we'll do today. And then we're going to wrap up the stream. And then all that's left is the mole rats and some signage. And Africa will be done. Very cool. So, what we need to do over here, as the sign says, is we need to add a staff door. We can see we have a staff path over here going into the Dik habitat. I don't know what the hell all of this is. Oh, it's a wall with spikes. To stop the intruders. Yeah, I need to figure out what we want to do with the outside of the zoo, but that's an issue for later me. That will be when the entire zoo is finished. We're gonna worry about making the outside of the zoo look good. Or if I ever feel like doing it on a random Tuesday or whatever. But yeah, today, our random Tuesday event will be putting this door over this building. And we somehow need to make that look good. So, I'm going to put that over there for now. And, oh, wait a second. Oh, wow, the group. Oh, wow, this is grouped up in a logical way. That's amazing. That's so much better than working with Eben's blueprints. Hey, Bold. Welcome, welcome. We are just building some things. How are you? Oh, I thought you were gonna make a note about how I insulted your blueprint. There it is. I love the use of hiding the sign with the decals. Yeah, it's really good. But I want to have a door. So we'll see if we can get it back. But I also don't know if it... you give and you give and you give. I also don't know if the sign really fits with the style that I'm going for. Necessarily. Is that a... I guess it's fine. Is it? Get so close. Let's see if we can do anything about this. Oh, I see the issue. Oh, I don't know if we can do anything about that. Let's find out. What the fuck is happening? What? What is happening here? Someone explain. I'm scared. Why is it only happening when we use... What? Okay, we need to do some excavation, I guess. Something like that. Did that break? Didn't really break anything. Did it fix the path? No, not entirely. There we go, we fixed it. And now... let's try this again. Oh, what? Wait, did that just connect? How the hell? I mean, I'm not gonna complain about it, but how the hell? Alright. Yeah, let's go over to the aviary. We should have the right color of decals there. Oh, this whole building is actually attached to a tree on the other side of the park you deleted 25 minutes ago. Oh, yeah, I know how that works. I've been there. Yes, and now I get to complain about them. What do you have left to do? Not that much, at least for the Africa area. The rest of the zoo is a different story, but we don't talk about that. Ooh. I realize I need to get back a Plan Zoo so I can finish one zoo before Plan Zoo 2. Yes, do it. Right. Very nice. Then we can move this in here. I'm sure that's fine. And now we get the annoying part of, oh no, it's sticking out into this thing, which we don't want. How will we ever solve that? Seriously, how are we going to solve that? Well, let's start off with the seemingly obvious solution of just deleting everything, and yeah, that doesn't work. So we're going to carefully delete only a few things. Which goes a little bit better already. So if we move this in, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Let's get the decals that look like this. Oh, they actually have the same FlexiColor channels? Wait, I didn't know that. That's so nice. My god. Rare Planet Zoo W moment. So we can actually just put this back there. I have used those decals, I just didn't know that they have the same FlexiColor channels as the item. Look, wouldn't it be the most Planet Zoo thing for them to be the exact same but not have the same FlexiColor channels? There's plenty of examples like that. I don't think it's that weird that I'm surprised by this. Alright. And the only thing is, when it comes to all these sticks over here, we could... Okay, there's two things we need to do. First of all, this stick. Move. Move here. Thank you, stick. Then, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the ivy and just have that cover up these sticks being weird. Like so. There we go. And now, as much as I like this piece, I think it should be... Oh, never mind. It wasn't designed like that. Okay. What do you have? Why do you have climbing on? I don't know. The bottom of the building. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Let's add one of these as well. Maybe a grunge one. A grunge. There we go. Grunge. I don't know why I don't just have this same design going all the way down. But that is just how I made it 4 years ago or something. Oh my god, scalable decal pieces. And more, I'm pretty sure Planet Zoo has more decal pieces with a straight edge as well, right? Yeah, I know, this is a billboard. Don't worry, I'm not doing another zoo like that. No, this is the zoo where Planet Coaster 2. Yeah, sorry. I thought I saw, or in JWE, I thought I saw a lot more decals with a straight edge. Oh yeah, yeah. You did tell me about that. Alright. Let's see if we can still put in the striped hyena sign, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wouldn't work anymore in this new setup. Because it's just too big. It's like Ridley. Hello there. I mean, that kind of works. Oh, but he's also sticking through the door. I don't know. I like the inclusion of him, but at the same time, I also think it doesn't really fit the style. So, I'm not too... Oh, the puddle decal. Yeah. That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. That's definitely a case of them seeing us make puddles with the window panels and whatever we were using. And I'm going like, oh, they want that. Well, why didn't they say so? Just give the man a puddle. Alright, yeah, but I'm really happy about this. Now we just need a... oh, that's another sign that I need to make. A staff-only sign. Let's add that to the signs that I need to make. Staff only. It'll literally be just this sign with staff only on it, and maybe a little icon. Oh, they want to puddle a 6 feet tall clown raccoon statue? Honestly, the market research must be very interesting there. But yeah, this was surprisingly easy. I thought we'd spend a lot more time on fixing this, but it kind of just fit almost perfectly against all odds. God, it looks good. And now we have this wall that is gonna disappear into the... I kind of don't want to delete it. I also don't think it's gonna have any use anywhere. I can put it over here. No, I don't know. I don't think it really goes anywhere. Crappy hands. Making a blueprint. Yeah, I should make a blueprint set out of the walls here. It kind of fits. Yeah, but nah. Nah. I will, Yes. Yes. That is also true. Okay. Yeah, we'll put it in the graveyard. If I ever make a blueprint set out of those things, then we can include them. Just like this thing. That's the biggest shame of the Europe area, is that I never actually got to use this cute little barn that I made for the rabbits. Because we no longer have rabbits. But I think that's gonna be it. Let's clean that up. That is another thing from the to-do list. So I can stripe away striped hyena backstage. Dig backstage. Red Riverhawk Keeper Gate. This caracal backstage path. That's also something I already did. Like, it's just a case of adding more foliage around here, but I'll do that at another point when we are getting close to done. But yeah, over here. One thing we didn't do in the last stream when we made the Millie's Kopje Coffee. I didn't think about adding a door to the place. So In a very Planet Zoo way, the only entrance was through the wall, or through like jumping over the counter. So now the backstage of the Caracals also has a path leading to the backstage of Mealy's Copy Coffee, which doesn't really, it's not very functional, but it looks like it is. For a second I thought the window was gone, but no, we just made very nice immersive habitat. Actually I should put, no, that's the thing I should do. We're gonna ruin the exhibit to make it realistic. Boop, boop. I guess that's one thing that I will also have to do before I really call the Africa area done, is just go through the entire area with a critical look to see if there's anything that we should have added that I didn't. But yeah, let's add a little thing. Oh, actually. Huh. Hold on. Oh, we used that kind of window. That also explains why it looked so clear. Oh god, the fireworks are back. Oh, they're actually... I could see the explosion through my curtains. Oh god, I'm gonna quickly check if this is as bad as it was before. Oh god. It's actually exploding on the street. I really hope no one's walking there. This is so dangerous. I'm really glad I moved my car. They're back in the exact same spot as they were before. This is really bad. This is honestly worth calling the cops again. But I don't want to. I can't wait for New Year's to be over. I hate this part. And I'm really worried about my neighbor's cat. This is her first time with New Year's and she's probably very scared. Oh, we need to change this a bit. Because this looks weird. And we need to add a rock. Let's get some ivy. Ivy. Tiger rock. You were already searching for ivy. Who's stuck? Someone's stuck. How did you get here? How did you get here? What did you do? Don't do that again. Alright, that makes it look realistic. Now we know for sure that there's a window there. I like it. I also like how from the right angles, like some of the front rocks kind of cover it up without being unrealistic. Yeah, it's nice. This is really cool. Very nicely done. I know that I'm just patting my own back right now, but I need it, okay? I don't like this. I want there to be an education sign here, but I don't like that one. Maybe this type. Let's see if this works anywhere. Can't really put it on the glass. And over here, It's also not ideal. But I guess it's the best I got. I'm just gonna put it here. Oh, I also just noticed there's a piece of window sticking through there, which is worth covering up anyway. Let's get back to our tiger rock. Yeah, there's gonna be a bit of this detail work left to do as I go through the area. When it's almost done, I'll probably find a couple more things like this that I want to polish up before calling it done. But we are really close. So I'd say, since this is, oh my god, I didn't even mention that. This is the 50th Keypark stream. Happy anniversary. Yeah, so this is the 50th Keypark stream. Let's wrap it up by doing a little tour of the Africa area now that it's almost done. I would say we'll do a tour of the entire zoo, but that's going to take too long. I want to go do something else soon. So we'll do a little tour of the almost completed Africa area, which you'll also see in a video very soon. In the video, I'll also probably be... I'm thinking I'll probably do either a long video with multiple stages, or I'll make multiple videos. I think multiple videos would be more fun. So we'll do one video that's like a tour of the Africa area, and one video that, or maybe multiple videos that go into some of the more details on how I built the different things, which I think will be fun. But I'll see how that goes when we get to it. So, as we get into Kafuli National Park, we first have our little tortoise exhibit over here. The keeper gate, by the way, I mentioned that I had to redo it. It is now over here. So it is actually an improvement to what it was. I am still glad that I forgot to load the save from before we started messing with the keeper gate. Because if you don't know, the keeper gate used to be inside of these rocks. So it's definitely an improvement that it's now hidden over here. But yeah, it would have been nice if we could have put it in here. But it just, I tried for like half an hour and I got it to kind of work, but all the animals just kept getting boxed up. They did not want to be unboxed inside of this little building over here. So that's why I had to move it, but I'm happy with it. I don't think I'll actually make this a keeper gate. Maybe I should though. Maybe I should make it an actual keeper gate. Whatever. Not a problem for now. We get into this little area over here. We got a lovely view of the aviary and our boxed up penguins. It's also something I'm gonna have to fix. And on the other side, we have our yellow mongooses. Not the most spacious enclosure, but still pretty nice. And also worth mentioning, if you don't know, is we are currently standing on top of the aquarium. And if we peek through this window over here, someday you're going to be able to see a slightly more polished version of the backstage of the aquarium up here with the shark tank and our boxed up sharks. Then over here we got the beautiful ranger outpost with the ranger watching over us, and some education about the ranger outpost, as well as a bunch of really nice props, courtesy of Mr. Gecko. And then we get our first view of the red river hogs in what is kind of the more tropical section of the Africa area. Not that you can really tell because it's still very open. But yeah, here we also find the black and white ruffed lemur. Still think this would have also been a really nice place to put some Congo parrots. But yeah, I think the lemurs are still nice. Also for what we have on the other side. And the fact that we actually have these in game. Probably there's a mod for the Congo Greys, but yeah, whatever. I'm gonna keep the lemurs. Then over here, we get up to the bus. And what's worth mentioning, I haven't mentioned it yet, but the entire, that's one of the really nice things about the Africa area, and I think why I've been so focused on finishing it first, It's definitely the area of the zoo that I had the most clear of a vision for. I think second only being the red panda area, where I have a very clear vision of what I want to do. But and it's a pretty simple idea, right? It's just this is a national park. So everything that we find in here is related to national parks. In national parks, turtles have, or animals have the right of way. Marine protected animals are the national parks of the sea. In a national park, you'll have a ranger outpost. So the entire area is trying to teach you something about national parks. I love the bus by the way, but also put letters on the side like you had it on the window. Yeah, the side, so it's too small here. So I'm gonna see if I can do that. But are you okay? I'd probably have to do them custom, so I'll look into it. But yeah, inside of the bus, it's also national parks attract tourists, and that helps keep the national parks safe, and that encourages national parks to be made to attract tourism, and tourism is good for the animals in that way. We need to do something about that, I think. Why is he wet? He's pretty far away from the water. Why are you wet? Whoa, what's happening? Interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, so the whole national park narrative definitely helped me come up with ideas for the area and helped me make it something cohesive and really fun. And for the other areas of the zoo, except for the red panda area, obviously, I don't really have that cohesive storyline just yet. Like the Australia area is just a generic Australia area. The Europe area, I have the fairy tale idea, which is fun, but also not that... it doesn't add that much to many of the exhibits. All that it does really is having this ruined tower and stuff. It's gonna help with the signage though, but yeah, other than that, not much. And then for South America, I don't really have an idea like that yet. We could do the coffee thing, which would just basically be ripping off Hof van Ekbergen, which is probably fine, to be honest, especially when it comes to just me wanting to finish the zoo. But yeah, that definitely makes this Africa area stand out, because I had such a vision of this national park storyline. Yeah, exactly. If wanting to come up with something original prevents me from doing anything, then I might as well just come up with something unoriginal. I'm gonna unbox you one last time, I swear to God, if you get boxed up again. But yeah, over here we got the penguin enclosure. Really, really happy with how that one came out. This was when I was basically just done with the Beekse Bergen, and that's a decent idea. Do something other than coffee. I'll do a little bit of research. But yeah, this was basically when we just finished the Beekse Bergen, and I was starting to focus on Keypark again. I had so much fun building this place, and it really got me excited for this project again. So really awesome exhibit. Then we go through the double doors, get to the striped hyena with that new viewing point that I added. I really like it. I definitely think it breaks up the monotony of the rock walls all around. Love the nest in front of the boat. Yeah. I also, what's a really nice detail that I haven't pointed out, is there's also a nest under the boat. So they dug a hole under the boat. I think that's really fun and exactly something you would see. Yeah. Then we have the dry river of the striped hyenas. Still one of my favorite viewing points that I've built. So good. And then our little hidden dik-diks. And not to forget the meerkat burrows in the back. And also our very small but really cool little immersion effect where these holes are. It almost looks like the animals will be able to just walk through those holes out, but there's actually a little drop off right in front of them, which is hard to see in explore mode, but yeah, there's a kind of moat over here. And oh, it's busy in the aquarium today. Yeah, we've got the underground viewing. And we've got a little bit of red. Oh, there's some red light bleeding through here. That's from the tortoises. That's the heat lamp of the tortoises. I thought that would cause issues down here somewhere. But yeah, so this is a work in progress. We'll have to add a little bit more of these. And I have to see if I can improve them so that they get less stuck. Like they are. Not sure what's the exact cause. I'll have to investigate further. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Africa area. The aquarium is going to continue a little bit with more African stuff, especially with the underwater view of the penguins over here. The flying penguins. Look at them. Yeah, that's caused by Planet Zoo Plus. Without mods, this water wouldn't be big enough for them to swim. Which is why it's behaving a little bit funny. But yeah, that's the entire Africa area. So almost done. When I finish it, probably... Oh, that's not nice. Oh well. Yeah, when I get around to finishing it, we will... yeah, get a... Why is it so busy out of a sudden? What the hell? You'll see the video appear, but I think in the next live stream we're probably going to work on either the Europe area or the Nepal area. Probably the Europe area. I kind of, now that Africa is like almost done or about to be done, I think I really want to finish the Europe area as well, because it's also so close to being done. And then probably worth putting some time into the entrance building next as well, to make sure that that is up to snuff, because it's gonna be kind of weird that I'm gonna start a video like, yeah, welcome to the Africa area. Don't worry about all the stuff that comes before then. We're gonna tour the Africa area now. That's kind of interesting, but yeah, that's just how this video series is going to be. It's going to be very not chronological in terms of the zoo's layout, but of course when everything is finished we're going to do a nice big tour of the entire place, so that'll be fun. But I'm going to leave you all here. I wish you all the happiest of New Year's. I will see you all in the new year. As I said, on Friday there will be a little channel update video, like what's to come in 2026, looking back at 2025. Just a little bit of, you know, getting up to speed and getting excited at things to come. So I hope you look forward to that. The week after we'll probably be back with streams. Let me just very quickly double check that, whether or not I am making up things that aren't true. No, I have no plans for all of that week, except I do see now that there's something missing in my calendar that I should add because I have a date. Yeah, no, so the 7th of January we'll be back in Keypark doing some streaming, so I hope to see you then. Until then, Happy New Year, bye bye. I'm gonna stop repeating myself. Bye.